This is Lisa from Happytohook Creations. Today is Monday, November 12th, 2018, and try as I may to upload my video from, I think it's been about a week maybe, from my last craft show. It just would not take. It was actually 44 minutes long. It uploaded and then I was getting responses back. So I thought, oh, okay, great. It did fine. Well, it only uploaded like 13 minutes. Have no idea where the other half hour went. So I deleted that. And then when I tried to upload it again, it did the exact same thing. So something was going on. I never did figure it out. So I've had another craft show since then. I just had one this past Saturday on the 10th. So I just figured, you know what? We'll just put them all, just combine them together because they were pretty much, it was the same type of thing for me. I mean, I was busier at the one at the hospital, which is the one that's the big deal. It's usually really busy. We actually were not as busy as last year, but I was still very busy. I was very profitable, so it was definitely a good day for me. And I had a lot of items from the November 2nd craft show that I didn't even take or didn't make enough of. So if you didn't get to see the 12 minutes of that video, I don't even know if I even got into that. But for the one at the hospital on November 2nd, I had a lot of people asking me about the messy bun hats slash ponytail hats. Well, I only made, I think, 4 or 5, maybe 6. I don't know. I just had a handful of them and I sold them all like early on. And then I had all these customers coming up and asking me if I had any. And so of course I said no. And I had a lady ask me to make her some in a neutral color, a gray or tan or whatever, for this past craft show. And sure enough, she showed up with her daughter and her granddaughters, which I thought was really sweet. I had made the hats and she did purchase them. So that was a good thing. I sold a lot of Cowls. Now this video is for both craft shows because, like I said, it was pretty much the same. I didn't want my tables to be busy this year. I mean, last year, and even the previous years, I just piled so much stuff into these tables. And this year, I just decided not to do that. I knew it was, oh, there's a little gnat. Man, these things have been bad this year. I knew that it was kind of a risk to not have like a lot of scrubbies made up, a lot of dishcloths made up, but I wanted to sell my Cowls, and I'll be running a sale that Etsy is going to be running as well, starting November 20th through, I don't know, December 1st, maybe. I'll have to check on those dates. But Etsy is running a sale, and I opted in for that. So I made a bunch of these Cowls. I sold a bunch of them, and so that was good. So the only difference between the two craft shows is that the one at the hospital was definitely busier. I made more money, hands down, at the hospital one, but I was also profitable at the one at the church, which was um, on the 10th. So this past Saturday. My new mug that I got, if you were, it's backwards, but it says I'm at nose until there's coffee. Well, there's not coffee in here. It's snowing right now. Yeah, we're supposed to have an accumulation, but only of about an inch. But it's cold. It's miserable. The lighting here is probably not all that great because it is very overcast right now, and I'm using actually I'm using my fluorescent lamp from my laundry room. So I do apologize if you can't see me all that well. I did order new lamps. I'm waiting patiently for them to show up. This is Amazon. I ordered them last Friday. I actually ordered them Friday, so they should be here today or tomorrow. So I will definitely try them out. I don't normally like to video when it's like this because no matter what I do, I can't ever get the lighting right. So again, I do apologize if you're having trouble seeing. And I did clean the lens off. It's still kind of iffy to me. I'm wearing maroon, but it looks kind of brown. because my hat, I've got like my newsboy hat on, and I've got my it's my fall my fall shirt. So anyway, I'm trying to make sure that I can see. Let me get another sip of my hot chocolate while it stays hot. So both between the two, I sold out of my ponytail hats in my first craft show from last week, from the second. Sold out of the ponytail hats, sold all of my scrubbies because I did take some. Um, what else was a good thing? The Cowls. I did not sell out of them. I believe I made 20 of them. I made 14 regular Cowls and 6 button Cowls. It might have been the other way around. Gosh. I know I made a lot. I was like going, oh my gosh, there's so many. And for those of you who had asked, about the Cowls, this is just the same, not just, but this is the same pattern that I've been using since I found Claire at Bob Wilson 123. And that was about 4 years ago, maybe a little more now, a little more than 4 years ago. And so, yeah, she's great. She has great tutorials and you get an accent. So, win-win. She's absolutely wonderful. She does great tutorials. And I'll put that link in the description below. So I made lots of button cowls and lots of cowls with no buttons. If I had to do it over again, I think they would all have buttons on them. And I just think I probably would have sold more had I done that. I'm gonna show you what sold well because I saved some of the or not saved, but I pulled them from out of my bin, the stuff that uh, I did not sell out of, but sold a lot of. It sounds weird, but I'm sure you get what I mean. Okay, so um, let's just get right into it because and I was asked if there was something that I regret not making, or yeah, I just regret not having all the man this gnat. I regret not making more ponytail hats for the first craft show because I made tons for the second one, just not the first one because, like I said, I sold out. I mean, I could have made more money. Duh. You live and you learn, and every single craft show is different. Even though I sold well on both, you know the the employees at the hospital, came down and I did a payroll deduction. So I'm still waiting on a check from that. It usually the process takes like 7 to 10 business days. Once they get paid, then they count up all the receipts and then they cut you a check. So, and I'll get two because for some reason, if it's over $100, they just cut that amount in half and issue you two checks. Must be something to do with their payroll or, their accounting department. So, but anyway, I made a lot of these hats. I'm sure I'd shown them off before. This is, which one is this? I don't remember the colorway, but I know it's a sweet roll because it was one of the first ones that I bought. So it was just a popcorn stitch hat with a front and back post stitch or brim. I had one that was like, let me show you. Where's that yarn? It was kind of speckled. Oh, it was like this. It was, oops, my Vanna yarn. So I don't know if there's something on there. That fly. I don't know what the lighting. There you go. So you see, it was the tan with the little specks in it, or flecks. I call them specks. I just rolled it up all the way. Anyway, I had one like that. The entire thing, even the pom pom, was all that color. And a little boy came and it was so cute. He asked his grandmother if he could have it, and she said, "Well, try it on." And he tried to put it on, and it looked. I made them long so that you could wear them as a slouchy, or you could fold the brim up and wear it as just a regular beanie, right? So I had him come behind the table and I folded it up and put it on his head, and he was just so cute. Um, Maybe 9 or 10. Yeah, he was around that age, but he just had such a cute look on his face because um, he was a little chubby, and he reminded me so much of my other grandson at that age. And none of the hats, he was telling me that none of the hats would fit his head because he says, I have a really big head. And I said, I doubt it. I said, I've got, I was comparing mine to his to try to make him feel better. But my hat fit and his grandmother bought it and he wore it out and it was just adorable. And really, isn't that what it's all about? I mean, it is about making money. Don't get me wrong, but just seeing the look on that kid's face just made me happy. I was just really happy because he was so excited. So the pom pom hats, puff stitch. I think I sold 5 of these. I sold 5. I had 11, and I sold 5 of them, so almost half. So I thought that was pretty good, and it was actually a slow day at this past one. So, excuse me. So those sold really well. That was my least or my lowest. I don't know, my lowest selling one. I'm trying to. It did really well, but I had other items that did better. There, that's probably better. And my phone. And wait, it's snowing and like my grandkids are coming, so I want to make sure that. Okay, it's telling me my knit picks is on the way though, or my knit crate. So I'm excited about that. Okay, and then this hat, and I only made 3 of these, so I only have one left. I made a blue one, this pretty mustard color, and then a tan that tan with the flecks of black and brown, it looks like. And this was made with 2 strands of yarn. It's just the mustard color Red Heart Super Saver yarn, and it was called Easy. It might even be called Easy Peasy Beanie or something. But I will look it up because I saved it. I will put it in the description below. Oh my gosh, this thing was super quick. I used an M hook, and it's a front every. Let's see, it's 2 double crochets, and then every third stitch was a front post double crochet, and that's what makes. And it was, I mean, it's a nice looking beanie, and it's very flexible, which I love. It's nice and thick, like I said, singe it at the top, and yeah, it turned out really nice. So they liked it, and it was so cold. I mean, it was spitting snow, but nothing like now. It's definitely snowing. And I believe when we got there, it started at 9 and ended at 2, and the high for the day was 40 degrees. It was 32, I believe, when we got there that morning in the morning at about 8:30. So yeah, so that sold really. I mean, that's good. I'll definitely be making more of these, and I figured I ordered larger ones. This one's kind of a small one, but see, it just looks kind of small on this big hat. So I want like a nice big fat one. And if I can't get one, if it's not cost effective, because I'm gonna look. The largest that I've ordered, circumference or width wise, I believe was 4 inches across. So if I don't think it looks right, I will just get some red heart yarn and make a bean or a big fat thick pom pom because I think this needs a pom pom. But there are some people, I do some, I don't do them all. There are some people that just don't like it. So, but that sold really well, guys. And like I said, I'll find the. I think it was a YouTube tutorial. I will put that description at the bottom. The puff stitch. I don't even know what puff stitch I use. I've been making puff stitch forever, but I'll find a tutorial and um, put it down there. Now, I did not make any extra scrubbies. I just used what I had that I had made up. And this is, oh gosh, now I gotta look. Is this the red heart? I've been buying. I only have 2 types of scrubby yarn. Um, Scrubology. That's what it is. Yarn bee. I'm sorry, I'm trying to grab it here. It's oh, my hooks decided they wanted to do the same thing. Okay, Yarn bee Scrubology. So yeah, this is the royal blue. I had a few of those made up. I sold them all. And then they had this cute variegated one. I have no idea what it's called because I don't have the paper, but um, just a double crochet, 3 rows, and I have 2 left. And I did not sell these as sets because some people just only want, one, some want 2. And these I sold for $2 a piece. These are the only 2 that I have left. All my solid colors sold. And I only had maybe 10 of them. I only had maybe 10 solid ones. I didn't have a lot. But I have 2 of them left, so I thought that was good. And to me, that's a good seller when you consider I purchased this at, oh my gosh, it's really good, at Hobby Lobby when they were having their sale for $1. So there you go. And I made several, and I still have this much, just like this little ball. I don't like. I would like to tell you how many I made, guys, but I don't know. But it was, I don't know, 6 or 7. These things, if you guys use this, they work up really quick. People love these things. I mean, they really do. I just did not want to focus on making a bunch of these this time around. I will put them on my shop, and I will sell them as a washcloth mixed with cotton, and then 4 of these to go with it. Because sets sell better for me. I don't, 1 or 2 is great, but if I can sell them for a set for like $12, then I'm good. So I'll throw that down there. Okay, now these cowls are awesome. I love them. I still haven't gotten around to making the dabbling hooks yet, Laurel. Um, she's got a really neat way of doing hers. I did buy her pattern. Got food on it. And I used, this one is definitely Lionbrand. Excuse me. This is the Lionbrand, not homespun. I want to say homespun, but it's not. And it's not Heartline either. Hometown USA. That's what this is. So that's just, and I didn't put buttons on it. So, like I was saying, I probably should have put buttons on all of them. Yeah, I definitely should have put buttons on all because all the ones with the buttons sold. I've made 2 more. I ordered a bunch of Bernat chunky yarn. It was like a cowl set. If you go back a couple of episodes, you'll know because I was showing them off, and each kit came with 3 skeins of chunky Bernat yarn. So that's what I used to make the cowls. So I made 2 more, and I bought all my buttons. So I made this one, and this one was kind of my own spin on it. This was double crochet, and then I just kind of did this nice little thing. And they all sold, but this one, so. And I was working on this one at the craft show. And this was Redwood, I believe is the color. And also this one, I put the buttons on the side, and I put 2 of them on there. They love these things. I mean, and they're super easy to make. They're very lightweight. I love the way they feel. And this one is like a pumpkin spice kind of color. And I was telling you in the last one, I had to make sure that my buttons were not hand washable because I had used a few that were and I didn't even think about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, um, are those hand washed or machine washed? Yeah, they ended up being hand washed, and the customer doesn't know. So I guarantee all my work though, and I make sure to let my customers know that. So if they have a problem within a certain time frame, unraveling the buttons, I'll just replace the buttons. It's not a problem at all because you want to have a nice um, uh, or a good reputation, nice, whatever. But you want them to say, "Oh my God!" You don't want them to go, "Oh, I bought this at this craft fair and the buttons wore off or something, or she didn't tell me I wasn't supposed to wash it." And I just don't want that to happen. And I've been doing my shop now and craft shows for the last. This is actually my 5th year. So most of my customers are repeat customers, which I love, and they do know that I do guarantee my work. So, I want them to be satisfied and I want them to recommend me. So I had a lot of that going on at the the hospital. It was so great because they would purchase something and then I would go out and they would show it off, especially the cows, and then they would come and go, "Hey, my coworker had this cow on. She said she got it at your table." And that to me was awesome. So so this one's the blue one, and I think brown buttons will look really nice. I will put buttons on them. And I made the forest green one that I showed off in my yarn haul. This is another one. It's just that really pretty green color. I got some buttons for it as well. So I'll be putting buttons on that. And I think what else? The last thing that I sold for good or for sure, very well, top seller, in my opinion. I just made a bunch of ponytail hats and I've just been making a bunch to put on my shop. So here's a popcorn stitch one in a really pretty purple and front and back post for the brim. And that tan color with the specks, I made a small one. Excuse me. And then I made a larger one for, a mom and me because I had a lot of people asking about mom and me or sister. I sold two for sisters. A lady had a 4-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter. And then the lady that came to get this is exactly what I made for her daughter and her 2 granddaughters. But the one for the youngest granddaughter, she's only 4 months old, so hers is not a ponytail hat. But I made 2 ponytail hats and then one regular beanie for the baby. And she did come and get them. A lot of times you say they'll say, "Oh yeah, I'll come and find you," and then they are like, "Oh man, I made this stuff." But for me, I know I would sell it, but still, it's like if you tell me you're going to come and I take the time to make it, please show up. And they did, so I was happy about that. So there were those. I really like the way this turned out. And this I just it's the puff stitches are really small because this is a number 3. It's a number 3 weight yarn, but I really liked it. And I have no idea where this yarn came from. This was a half a double, and I really liked the way it turned out. And I have no idea what color it is. It was just a skein of yarn that I found. It is not orange. It's like a rusty. It's like I don't know. It's I like the color. I had 2 more of these made up, and this is the only one I had left. So and I just mixed it with white for something a little different. So, but those are the only 4 that I had left, and I was just making those like a mad person. I made some with all my chunky ponytail holder or ponytail hats sold. All the ones that I made with chunky. And it's funny because I named one on the label. I put, what did I put? Pumpkin, I think I put pumpkin cheesecake. Yeah, because I made it striped with pumpkin spice yarn and then striped with linen from Bernat Soft and Chunky. I wish I would have taken a picture because it turned out really cute. But I've got more yarn, so I'll make another one. But yeah. So, excuse me. To recap, the first craft show that I did at the hospital was very profitable after you take out the expenses for lunch, which was $20. I always try to put back because um, those women work really hard to do the baking, and you don't have to leave at all, unless you have to go to the bathroom or you want a break. But they'll bring you your lunch. They give you a paper, you mark down what you want. You give them the money, they take it, and then once it's lunchtime, they go and pick it up and they bring it to you. Your drink and everything. So I think that's kind of cool. And Amanda was with me. Jessica showed up. It was really, really a nice day. Um, and after, like I said, after all my expenses, including my $75 fee and everything else, I made $307. Ha ha! Dead nat. Oh, sorry, those things irritate me to no end. Um, anyway, whew, crunching. Anyway, I'm sorry, I can't believe I just killed that. I just killed a gnat and got excited about it. Oh well, you guys, it's the little things, right? So, so anyway, I did like the DMH. I did better 2 years ago. But, to come out of there $300 for something that you love to do after your expenses, that's pretty good. I think that was pretty profitable. Have I had better? Yeah. 2 years ago, I made like almost $800. So, it makes a big difference. We didn't have near the traffic flow that we did 2 years ago, and also more employees were shopping versus outside people, which was kind of weird for me because a couple of years ago we had a mixture of both, but this time it was definitely more employees that were shopping. And yeah, that's it for that one. Like I said, I had a good time, was profitable, sold a lot. I only sold one shawl, um, a couple of cowls, nothing real major there. The button cowls were definitely my biggest seller, and then my ponytail hats. So, what I'm doing now is making more because Christmas is coming up. Like I said, I've already signed up to do a sale with Etsy, so I believe it's going to be like a 20% off and free shipping on my shop. So there's that. So if you know anybody, send them to my shop, absolutely, and I'll have a link to that below. And so the second one, the one at the church, that was only $30 to get in. And after the $30 fees and Santa and Mrs. Claus are there, I bought Tupperware because I needed a cake taker. There's always something there that you see that you gotta like. So after all I spent $75 on Tupperware, but that's easy to do. It really is. So I bought some Tupperware and I bought us lunch. Let's see, I bought breakfast. Got me my coffee, the normal stuff. Pictures with Santa and all that, it's always free. You just bring your kids or your grandkids or whatever, and they just walk around, they take pictures with you, which I think is great. And the money goes back. They had pulled pork sandwiches, and the money from the lunches go back into the church. So that's why I always buy lunch there as well. So after all my purchases and everything, I don't know. I brought home a little, like $150. I think that's what I brought home. Yeah, maybe like 147, something like that. But like I said, it was only $30 to get in, so to me that was really good. And I spent some of that. I spent 75 of that money getting Tupperware. But if they guarantee that stuff now, that stuff lasts forever. And I was really super excited because um it was cold outside, and that helped sell my hats. Like I said, my hats and my cowls were definitely the big sellers. So I was really excited. I was really happy with it. Now a lot of people have been asking me like what I take to my craft shows. Um, like if I have a list. I did pull a list off of Pinterest, you know, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. I couldn't tell you where it's at. I do I I did have a few things that I made sure I wanted to make sure that I took with me. So those I will tell you. This is again my own personal list. Each person is different. Um, So, I just wanted to clear that. I'm not telling you what you have to take. I'm just letting you know what I take and what is good for me. And it's pretty standard stuff anyway. So, paper and pencil or pen, absolutely. Notebook. I always have a notebook there because there's always someone who will ask me to make something for them. Like the lady with the hats. I wanted her name. I didn't want to say, "Hey, you." I'll see you when I see you, whatever, whatever. Because if you take their name down, it's to me, it's um, more personal, transactional. Yes and no. I wanted them to know, and because once I say, okay, well, can I have your name and your number? So they'll give me her name, and then I will tell her what. So, like, say her name was Linda, I'd go, okay, Linda. Well, that's great. Our my craft show is next Saturday, and I'll be here from 9 to 2. So, I'll see you in between that time. And sure enough, she showed up. So, definitely have pen and paper because you can also take custom orders if that's something you want to do. Um, Normally, I would have a form, but I went with the mindset that I wanted lots of cowls, lots of ponytail hats. If they saw something on my website or something that someone else was selling that was too expensive, because that's happened before. They were like, well, how much would you charge if blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, well, here's my card. Check my website and then give me a call. I'm here, I'm local. Um, so definitely have lots of business cards, because I give one out every transaction. I pop one in my bag, or I hand it to them if they're just looking or they have any questions. I tell them, take a look at my shop, because I do have other items that I'm not selling on the tables right now, that, so you won't see them, but I do make them. I also tell them to check Pinterest. So I'm like, if there's something crocheted on Pinterest that you might like, give me a call. We'll work out a price, material wise, how long it takes to make it, what have you, and go from there. I've had a lot of my sales like that, after craft shows, especially. So, and then word of mouth helps too. Also, a mirror. You want them to be able to see what they're buying, how they look. That cute little boy who had the hat on, I had to show him how he looked, and he had dimples too. I'm a sucker for a little boy with dimples, let me tell you. He was absolutely adorable, you guys. So a mirror. I used to take a cash box. I don't do that anymore. Um, it was just too much of a hassle to put it in, because I would keep it in my bin, and my bin was always pushed under the table. I never let my bin on the outside of the tables. It was always pushed underneath, out of the way. So, and even though it was good that I could check that, I just felt better buying a money apron. So I bought a money apron and then a bag. I got this really great bag from a craft swap. It says vacate on it. And my granddaughter messes with it all the time, because it's one of those that kind of change color, um, or it changes the scenery. So I have that. It zips up. So I put the money in there, and then I fold that in half and then put it in my pocket in the apron, so that I have it on my person. Um, and all mine are at an even price point. So a lot of times I never need to ask for change. I always start with $20. I have 5 ones, 2 5s. No, is that right? No, 1 5, 5 ones, and a $10 bill. That is correct. Because I had a lot of things at $15, 20, and then 25. So yeah, and that, I really don't have like a big long list of stuff that I take. I just the basics. Something to put your money in. Like I said, which is my apron, pen and paper, a mirror, stapler, a receipt book, definitely a receipt book. I have that, because that'll help you keep track of what you spent, what you sold. And I did have perforated tags, so that when the customer would buy something, I would just rip that tag off and then just toss the tag in my bag. That way I could also keep track. But I ran out of those, and then I didn't order them anymore. I need to order some more of them, because they were very good to have around. I ordered them because I had done our Decatur celebration here, which is huge, 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 huge. And I had a tent for the 3 days that it was there, and I wanted something because it was going to be busy. That I just ripped off and put in there, and so that was from 4 years ago. So I don't have it anymore. I mean, I ran out finally. But anyway, I'm rambling. Sorry. So so a mirror, a money bag, or a box, whatever you prefer. I always take bottled water, um, a snack or I eat, but then I also have a snack. As you guys know, I'm diabetic, so I had um, high fiber snacks, grapes. I had grapes, strawberries, grapes and strawberries. There was something else I took. Can't believe I totally forgot. Oh, Slim Jims. Well, because Cameron and Jordan came in and joined me after a couple of hours, but it was just Abby and myself. She loves doing craft shows with me on the weekends. I love having her. When she's not running around spending all my money, she's a great help. So I will also put a list down at the bottom. Um, if it would help, if it'll help you, sure. And I'll also check Pinterest, because I know it's been a while, but I'll know the list when I see it, because it's like, just check. It's a like um, check off list. Like, make sure you have your signage, your business cards. If you accept credit cards, make sure you have a notes or sign up that says that you do that. I went from using the little Etsy, I don't even know what they called it. It was like a little orange thing to swipe your card. Now I do Square. So I do that. So if you accept credit cards, make sure you have that and it's working fine. I also make sure I have a pin with a stylus. I've got a stylus on the bottom, on the back of this one, so that when my customers pay with their credit card, they can just sign it. It's a lot easier. I carry my Nook with me because that's what I have to do it. I have a hotspot on my phone. So, and that helps because I go on the Etsy website, um, a lot to check on stuff. And, when they sell it, it comes up and it's easy for them to sign with their, because some people don't like using a stylus, which is weird to me, but at least with it being this size, they, can use their finger. So I always make sure I have that because your phone works great, and my phone's it's not small, so it's big enough that you could do that with. But I still always take my Kindle or my Nook with me. So, um, crocheting, of course, they're just absolutely, people are fascinated to watch you crochet. It's just something that it, and they're like, well, I used to do that. It always strikes up a conversation. Guaranteed. You take a little ball of yarn or a big thing, and I took like 5 skeins of yarn. I was like whipping out cowls and stuff while I was there because it was from 9 to 4. And when I didn't have a customer, I would just pick up my stuff and crochet. And then when I got one, I'd put it down unless they wanted to talk about crocheting. And who doesn't want to talk about something you love to do, right? So, yeah, that was fun. And I have one more at a school on December 1st, and then I'm done for the year. And I didn't want to do that, but then somebody sent me the information at the craft show that I did at the hospital on the 2nd, and they still had spots available. So one more craft show, and then that's it. And I have an order that I have to get done today, so I'm gonna have to get off here and get busy. Anyway, I'm not sure if this helped you at all. I just wanted to let you guys know how I did. I think both craft shows were very profitable. I was very happy with the outcome. Um, yeah, and now I'm just going to concentrate on getting a little more items. I'll put buttons on all the cows that I don't have buttons on. I'm going to make more ponytail hats, more chunky ones, because those really sold before the 4-ply ones did. So I'll definitely make some more chunky ponytail hats, messy bun, whatever you want to call them. And I will make some more scrubbies, because this one's at a school, and I think maybe people might be looking for stuff like that. It's a school, so I don't know. They might not. I might not sell any, but I'll definitely make sure I have like 20 or so on hand. So, and then I'm just going to concentrate on items to put on my shop for my Christmas holiday, because I go back to work the day before Thanksgiving. Finally got released. My last therapy session is coming up, and then I go back to work, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited. Oh, I am, but I'm not. It's kind of nice being at home. But then I did it for 9 years before I went back to work in the first place. So, but no more foster care. All that's behind me now. Another chapter in my life, folks. Another chapter in my life. Well, and my husband's too. So, anyway, ooh, that gets sweet at the bottom, doesn't it? I should have stirred it a little bit better. Anyway, if I didn't go over something, you guys have any questions, please just put a comment down below, and I guarantee you, if I don't know it, I will find the answer for you and definitely let you know. And remember, I live in the Midwest. It is cold here, and it's still snowing right now, so that definitely helped me because it was also cold for the craft show on November 2nd. It was chilly and rainy then, and this past Saturday it was like 33 degrees. 33 degrees, and it was overcast, kind of like it is now, just not all that snow. So that definitely helps you sell stuff. I mean, I had people coming in, and they're just like last year. They asked for specific colors. My purple. Oh, I showed that. That was one thing I wanted to tell you. When I was showing all the Bernat chunky yarn in the video for my yarn haul. The purple sold. The it's kind of this color. It was like a that sold. So yeah, so I'm looking back and I'm like, I really enjoyed it, and people loved the colors. I just, like I said, I should have put buttons on everything. So duly noted. I'm gonna put buttons on everything. But I did have a great time. It's always fun. I love to do it, and I'm hoping that this one, fingers crossed, will get uploaded as soon as I get all the information down below for you guys. And like I said, if you have any questions at all, if if I didn't cover everything, because we all know I love to ramble and talk to you guys. It's just nice to be able to do that again and not have to stop or take a break or be in a lot of pain or anything. So woo, woo, thanks for putting up with me. I appreciate it. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And like I said, I'm going to get this as edited as I can do, because we all know I want to get this thing done and get it up there for you guys to see. So, oh, excuse me. And my hat, yep, newsboy hat, only one I've got left. But I've had these. Oh my God, I made this like years and years ago. You look at your stash and you're like, I forgot I made that. And sometimes I'll make something. I stole this one. I was like, I'm keeping it. So I kept it for myself because I really like the burgundy color. But I need to make some more of them because, it just got a button on either side, a little bit of a brim. It's kind of nice. I like it. Anyway, I hope this wasn't too blurry for you guys. Like I said, it's really overcast and new lights are coming. So hopefully that will definitely help brighten this up some. Um, my dogs were being exceptionally loud, so I could not go in the kitchen. So I do apologize for that. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I am going to be putting up another video. I've got almost everything gathered together for my 1,500 subscriber giveaway. I'm at like 15, I believe 1564, which is awesome. So um, if I don't have that uploaded today with this one, I want to make sure this one gets up and uploaded. And we're right at almost 42 minutes. So I'm definitely going to cut off here. And like I said, put a comment below if you have any questions. I hope all is doing well. I did have a customer. Sorry, guys. I'm still I'm still in I'm still in my shop mode. But I did have someone ask me about craft swaps. I'm still doing them. So if anyone is still interested, craft swap, yarn swap, whichever, just contact me and I'm there. The holidays are coming up, so believe me, no pressure. Whenever you guys want to do one, just shoot me an email or a message and we'll take care of it. All right? We'll swap information. You guys have a great day. Happy hooking. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.